Billboard announces the top 10 female rappers. Shirley Strawberry's husband goes to trial. Diddy's degree gets revoked. Plus, Ryan Seacrest takes the wheel. Hey, critics, welcome back to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel where you get commentary reviews and tabloid news. I'm your host, Patricia Hartley. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. It's Saturday, June the 8th, 2024. Hey, critics, it's time to chronicle. Up first, let's talk about that Billboard Top 10 female rappers that's out now. Caused a little bit of some people questioning. I think it was really more of the order because most of the folks on there, I'm not overly surprised about, with the exception of probably Doja Cat. Rounding out, of course, our top 5 was Ice Spice, came in at number 5. Her popularity and, of course, her song that she did with Taylor Swift. Yeah, of course, she's going to be in the top 5. And remember, it says right now, y'all. All right. Then you got Doja Cat. I thought she was really more in like the singer category, but Doja can really do like a crossover. She can do singing and she can do rap. Doja is so talented. I wish that she would get some other things together. But I am so glad that when it comes to Doja Cat, that she's that versatile and she's on the top 10. And then you got Miss Meg the Stallion, after winning now, I think she has 3 Grammys as a female rapper. We can talk smack about those Grammy Awards, but we still want them, right? It's a very like, no, we don't need one, but yet you still talking about it. Yeah, we do want those Grammys, and those Grammys do matter, as well as those Academy Awards, those Emmys. There's a reason why people want to be in that EGOT category. Maybe not everybody, but there's some folks that they're gunning for it. And then, of course, number 1. I forgot about Sexy Red. Sexy Red was number 2. Number 2. And I think folks was like, man, but folks, they rock the hell out of her songs, y'all, right? She's done the latest song, with Drake. That was a great collaboration, and people can say what they want. They can say, well, Drake knows how to find the latest artists and he knows how to suck the energy out of them, whatever you may say. That really did bring Sexy Red up to do that collaboration, or those collaborations specifically with Drake. She's there at number 2. And number 1, of course, is Nicki Minaj. I think that was a given. I think when it comes to this female rap list, I think you start number 1 with Nicki and then you build around that, to be honest with you. And JT of the City Girls made the cut at number 9. JT also has an interview out, y'all, right now with Keisha Kaur. I talked about her brand new YouTube/podcast, All Things Keisha Kaur. Her first guest was actually her husband himself, Gucci Mane. And then this next guest that she's had is actually JT. So check that out if you can on the YouTube channel of Miss Keisha Kaur. Lotto made the cut as well, number 8. Cardi B was number 7. And my favorite right now came in at number 6. That's Glorilla. Yeah, Glow. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop right now. But the City Girls, although JT made the cut, it does not look like Carisha made the cut when it came to the top 10. Some people were not surprised. Folks feel like JT has really done a good job of sort of separating herself from Carisha in a sense, or just sort of kind of going off to do like her solo career. What I love about groups, or should I say duos, is you can always come back together even if you go off and you do your solo thing. But I will admit that when JT and Carisha did that Breakfast Club interview, you could sense through the interview, okay, and that's not even being at the studio, but you can sense watching the video that their chemistry was off, and that it wasn't even just about the sales of the album. They had a lack of enthusiasm, it seemed, about the album. And in Keisha Kaur's interview that JT did, you get an opportunity to really kind of start to know JT a little bit more as an individual. She talks about wanting to start her own makeup line, also a boob cup line as well. And then also she talks a little bit about her album. So you got to check that out on the YouTube channel. Keisha Kaur, All Things Keisha Kaur. And these are 5 audiobooks on Hoopla that you can actually check out today as a repeat of what I said, I believe, on the Wednesday show. Queen Latifah's Put on Your Crown, Billy Porter's Unprotected, Viola Davis, Finding Me, Gabrielle Union, You Got Anything Stronger, and Jackie Hill Perry's Gay Girl, Good God. And here at the Critic Chronicles, our goal is to provide quality but juicy content from websites, digital magazines, and tabloids, most of which are sourced from our public libraries. Research from the National Library of Medicine show that there are an estimated 17,000 public libraries nationwide, totaling 4 million visits each day. Public libraries are civic organizations that are committed to providing invaluable resources beyond books that are free and open to the public. Get your library card to access thousands of resources today. And this is critical news that you can use. Up first, let's talk Whoopi Goldberg. She reunited basically the Sister Act 2 cast on The View. They performed both the infamous Oh Happy Day song and also Joyful Joyful. It was a little disappointing to some that Lauryn Hill did not join the cast for this particular reunion, but it did not seem like there was any love that was lost. Variety.com reports that Goldberg spoke about a sequel for Sister Act 3, and Regina Hicks and Karen Gist was once hired back in 2018. So this is really sounding like it's been like a long time coming in terms of what could happen in the future with Sister Act 3. Goldberg was also with the cast, joining them in her character as Sister Mary Clarence. And it was just really nice to see. You can also check that out probably on clips that you'll see on YouTube, but also on YouTube itself. And this movie, y'all, this movie brings back so many memories. Lauryn Hill was probably the first celebrity that anybody thought that I actually favored or looked like, especially back in the day when I was younger, in high school. And then Sister Act came out when I was really young, maybe elementary school. But this movie really did the Oh Happy Day, the all of the outfits, the fact that Lauryn Hill's mom didn't want her to sing her shoulda, coulda, wouldas, all of the things. So this movie really brought back a lot of memories. So I'm looking forward to if there will be a sequel that happens to Sister Act 3. I would definitely be looking forward to it. And speaking of celebrations and collaborations, congratulations to Gabrielle Sidibe. She's given birth to twins with husband Brandon Frankel. It's a boy and a girl. Now, in the images on the Shade Room's Instagram, it shows both babies just looking happy in the photos with mama and daddy. Gabby does have a quote that the Shade Room included that says, Brandon always wanted to name a son Cooper, so we call him Coop, and Maya was named shortly before our baby moon to the Mayan Riviera in Mexico. Congratulations again to Gabby and Brandon on becoming first-time parents. And speaking of first-time parents and something that's caused a lot of controversy, Ebony K. Williams, former Real Housewife of New York star, she's also the first Black woman to grace the cast of the Real Housewives of New York as well. So that's why it was such a big deal. Well, she announced that she's going to be expecting a baby girl via IVF, says people.com. Now, this pregnancy, she said she realized that this aspect of the American dream that is something that she wanted for herself. And she felt like she could really provide for a child in a way that feels stable and safe and secure. Well, BET.com reports that Ebony is an author. She's also a syndicated TV judge. Also, again, previous Real Housewives of New York superstar. So she also went viral, if you remember, for wanting to date a certain class of man, saying that she wouldn't date a bus driver. Well, listen, I feel like one of the times that you need to make sure that you know what you want is when you want to be with somebody, right? And if she don't want to date a bus driver, then she don't want to date a bus driver. It's definitely one of those things that can be controversial to some people, because it sounds to us like, this is something that you chose to do on your own without another individual. So some people, even women who are single mothers, either by way of having a husband in the military, so their husband's gone a lot, so they feel like they're a single mom, even though on paper they're not, right? I've never met anybody who has said that they really want that sort of a journey, but I do want to embrace the fact that there are folks out there who are empowered, like Ebony K. Williams, who feel like, you know what, I got this, I can do this on my own. Plus, going through the IVF, that whole process, I saw it on Being Mary Jane, like on I think it was the last season of like Being Mary Jane. She went through some IVF things in the last couple of seasons or so, but freezing your eggs, all of the things it doesn't always take. So that's also an accomplishment within itself. So shout out to Ebony K. Williams and congratulations on expecting your first child. Let's talk a little bit about saying farewell to Pat Sajak. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune, they're going to be getting a new host, y'all, after 40 years. And of course, it's going to be Ryan Seacrest. Now, while many said their goodbyes to Pat, many are wondering if or when Vanna White is actually going to retire. Now, the retired host is slated to immediately begin his theater journey this summer, doing community theater in Hawaii. Now that's what Pat's going to be doing essentially. So he's not going to just go home and just rest, but he is hoping for some grandkids to come along as well, so that can help to fill probably his time. With all the talk of his retirement, there are folks though that believe that Vanna, she might go soon. Now my theory is that they're going to usher Pat out first. Then they're going to get the audience used to Ryan being the brand new host. And then within the next 3 to 5 years. It could even be sooner than that. No more than 5 years, I'll say. Even though Vanna has not said anything that I've seen about her retiring, I just see them ushering in a new host for Vanna as a replacement. And if they didn't, that's fine too. But if they did, I got a few people in mind. That includes folks like Kyla Pratt. I think she'd be actually pretty good. Somebody that's a little edgy that they may not feel like will be good, I think, is Jenny McCarthy. I mean, but the internet is edgy these days anyway, right? Christina Milian, I think she'd actually be good, a good top choice. I know she's in a whole nother country with her new man and her babies, but she can come back to the States and host the show, right, Christina? And while we're speaking of Christina Milian, Christina Milian actually used to be married to the Dream, and the Dream is in some trouble at this point in time. He serves as the father of her first daughter, Violet, and also again her ex-husband. The Dream is a producer, he's a songwriter, he's very known in the industry, especially the music and entertainment industry. Well, he's been hit with a lawsuit, and his stuff is sounding similar at times to some of the things that Diddy was alleged of. CNN reports that the Dream has been accused of S trafficking, RAPE, and X sexual battery. The lawsuit says that Dream used his age and influence to manipulate a up and coming artist. I'm not sure if I'm saying the name right, but it's Shanez Mangro from the Netherlands into a manipulative relationship filled with physical assaults, violence, sexual encounters, and horrific psychological manipulation. Dream controlled all aspects of this individual's life just because she was here as well on a work visa. She also released a statement saying the following: choosing to speak out about the trauma I survived has been one of the most difficult decisions of my life. But ultimately, what Dream did to me made it impossible to live the life I envisioned for myself and pursue my goals as a singer-songwriter, shares shaderoom.com. Dream is known for writing songs including Umbrella by Rihanna, Baby by Justin Bieber, and Touch My Body by Mariah Carey. CNN goes on to have a more detailed article regarding this particular case. And the lawyers of Mangro, which is the victim here, did speak out and said this is yet another horrific example of how men in the music industry use their power and influence to manipulate and harm others. There's more to come when it comes to the Dream. And as of right now, we don't have any updates regarding this, and we will continue to share as we get more updates. And speaking of updates, Sean Diddy Combs, his Howard degree has been revoked along with revolt. Okay, so the New York Post reports that Howard University has decided to revoke the honorary degree that was given to Diddy back in 2014 amid the music mogul's mounting abuse accusations, finding his behavior reportedly so fundamentally incompatible with Howard University's core values and beliefs. Additionally, the board also decided to return Combs' $1 million donation, and they also disbanded the scholarship program in his name, and they terminated all gift agreements with Combs and the Sean Combs Foundation. So they not only cut ties, but they let it go. they let it go, and they also let that be known. Additionally, it is Peloton, who also cut ties as well with Diddy, and I believe that that's specifically related to music. When it comes to Peloton, Sean Diddy Combs also sold the majority stake in Revolt, according to several outlets, and those have been sold to his employees primarily. A spokesperson for Revolt said that shares held by Combs have been fully redeemed and retired. He stepped down as the Revolt chairman in November 2023, a company that he founded back in 2013. If you don't know, Sean Diddy Combs is now, he has at least 7 lawsuits in which most of the women in those lawsuits are claiming that the rapper sexually assaulted them in some sort of way. Speaking of manipulation and all of the things, we have Shirley Strawberry. It looks like she is still her own Strawberry Letter. News One reports that the husband of popular radio host Shirley Strawberry was indicted on RICO charges this week after a grand jury found he's been scamming Atlanta residents for years. It seems that his name is Ernesto Williams, I believe is his last name, Ernesto Williams. He has a history of preying on women primarily, and would often create the impression of a close relationship or romantic relationship with many of the victims, and use those relationships to basically take money, vehicles, RVs, and maybe other property or so from victims. The indictment alleged that Ernest Williams fraudulently married Steve Harvey morning show co-host Shirley Strawberry. His co-conspirator in it, her name is Erica King. She was also listed in the indictment for allegedly pretending to be his lawyer and falsely representing him in court. And if you remember, on April the 17th, Strawberry filed for divorce from Williams. However, according to the court documents, the two have been separated since March of 2022. And there's reports on other YouTube channels that talk about the fact that Ernesto was actually married prior to marrying Shirley Strawberry and hadn't gotten a divorce from the person that he was married to prior to marrying her. So is their marriage even real? There's still speculation about what that looks like. So when it comes to, there's a lot of scamming going on. You got people like Sean Kingston and that whole case out. You got people who are just claiming to be scammer adjacent, but they're not scammers. People like DJ Envy, who allows individuals to come on his platform to appear to be folks that can expand your life and take you to the next level, but turn out to be scammers as well. Folks like Dr. Umar Johnson, who, to be honest, they don't want you to do nothing else but build a school. That's all they want you to do. They just want you to build that school. They don't want you to talk out or speak out about nothing else that's going on until you fulfill your promise of the school. Every year, folks are looking at it. And at this point, nobody's going to believe it until they officially see it. There's definitely probably way more to come. If you haven't had a chance, there is a YouTube channel that has jailhouse recordings, and there's jailhouse recordings of Ernesto with Shirley Strawberry, with a lady that's, allegedly his mistress, in which the mistress actually went on, she doesn't call herself a mistress, his friend. That's what I'm sorry. She refers to herself as a friend. But when you hear some of the conversation that they had while he was locked up in jail, because they record all the jailhouse conversations. So this YouTube channel processes all of these and has all of these conversations, and them conversations does not sound like we just friends, Miss Lady. But whatever the case may be, Shirley, I hope that you are preparing for a book, girl. Like, not one of them Shirley Strawberry books of like, these are what my other folks say, and what happens on the show. No, I'm talking about of your life, because everybody wants to know, how does a woman of your caliber, a woman as smart and savvy as you, get into situations like this? And we know that it can be anybody. We see people like Wendy Williams, right? We know that this can be anybody, but I can promise you, if you write a book, I want to not only read it, I would probably show up so I can get the book signed. I want to hear what you got to say. All of the things, all of the things. And Shirley, we're wishing you well, but we also keeping up with what is going on. All right. Thank y'all again for tuning in and listening to me here on the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel. If you missed any past episodes, you can still watch. Be sure to check out the description box below or review our channel for more critical news that you can use. Thanks again for tuning in to the Critic Chronicles YouTube channel, where you get commentary, reviews, and tabloid news. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload.